What is up, guys? It's your boy Andre, aka Dre for Athletes, and today I'm going to be talking about how to stop overthinking as an athlete and just as a person in general. Let's get right into it. So for those of you that don't know, I was a very high level pitcher, Division I pitcher, almost got drafted. I was throwing mid 90s from the left side, tall, big, strong. I had all the physical capabilities, and what I didn't have was a strong mindset. Long story short, I got my scholarship taken away. I wasn't able to throw strikes anymore, and I just forgot how to throw a baseball. And this happens to athletes, across all sports. A lot of baseball players happen to Simone Biles. I think they call it the twisties, something like that, not sure. And I know a lot of athletes and people that go through this, and lots of them don't want to talk about it because, one, it's super hard to deal with, and number two, it's kind of embarrassing. Put yourself in my shoes. I was at the very top of my game, on my way to getting drafted, playing pro ball. I had everything going for me physically, but what I didn't have is a strong mindset. And it's this thing where you go from playing freely, right? Not a care in the world, having fun, as cliche as it sounds, to kind of overthinking everything, thinking about where your body is in time and space, thinking about where your mechanics are. For me as a pitcher, I was thinking about where my arm was, right? Thinking about all these things that in the grand scheme, right, didn't really matter. I was trying to be perfect, right? Trying not to mess up, as opposed to, just letting the game come to me, letting, all the thoughts, kind of just flow away and not thinking about anything. And I want you guys all to think about, when you were at your best, right? Whether it's sports, lifting weights, when you were at your best, right? You were just reacting. You weren't thinking about, where your body was. You didn't have a million thoughts running through your mind. They call it the flow zone, where your body knows what to do, and it's kind of like on autopilot. That's when you're at your best. The moment you start thinking about all these external things, for baseball, the umpire, is he gonna call this pitch a strike? Or what is my coach gonna think about me? Or what happens if I fail this 400-pound squat? The minute you start thinking about stuff that is out of your control is the minute everything's gonna go down the drain. And the reason why this matters so much is because athletic performance is instinctive. It's fast, it's reactive. You can't be thinking about every single movement. The more you think, the slower you become. We wanna simplify everything. And for all of you going through this right now, or if you're going to go through it, because every athlete, or even if you're just in fitness, right? Everybody goes through this in life, right? Thinking about everything. What's gonna happen if I don't do this? What's gonna happen if I do this? Thinking about all these external things. The number one thing I want you to focus on right now is stop trying to be perfect. What separates the very elite athletes from the average athletes is not that they don't mess up, right? The elite athletes are messing up at the highest level. That's normal. But it's that when they mess up, they accept it and they keep going. The second tip I would tell you guys is focus on one simple cue. For me, it was breathe. I was on the mound, million thoughts running through my head, and the cue I had was breathe. So I would deep inhale, deep exhale, and that kind of got me in the present moment, right? Be where your feet are. So whatever sport you play, if you're into fitness, let's say you're going for a max bench press, your cue might be explode up, right? Explode, and you just have that one word in your head. Simplify things. We want to simplify things all the time. Things like be aggressive or move fast. Simple cues that will help your body do what it's meant to do. And the third tip I would tell you guys that isn't talked about a lot is put yourself in unpredictable situations in practice. It starts with your preparation. If you're constantly doing the same things, going through the motions in practice, when Dookie hits the fan in the game or in life, what's gonna happen? You're not equipped to deal with that situation. So if we can continuously practice hectic moments, in life as well, right? Make things harder than the game, that's when you're gonna level up. I'm not playing any competitive sports right now, but the thing that's helped me, again, like in life, guys, like the mindset is so important. I cannot stress this enough, how important it is to be, kind of work your brain like a muscle. Things like meditation, visualization, all of these things that people talk about, they're real. This stuff works. And just sitting down, taking time, taking 5 minutes out of your day to just spend time in silence with yourself, breathing, slowing things down, slowing your brain down, letting the thoughts come to you. This is all stuff that's just gonna help you in the long run when stuff does get hectic. And if there's one thing you guys take away from this video, it's that if you're not performing at the level that you're capable of performing at, it's your brain, it's your mind.